Good day, everyone. My name is St-Cyr. I'm one of the co-founders of MiumMium.com, the largest marketplace of personal chef on the web. Before we start, I'd like to thank Alain Mignot for introducing me to FasterCapital less than 48 hours ago. Okay, who can remember 10 years ago? 10 years ago when it was impossible to even figure out that you would go and sleep at a stranger's house thousands of miles from where you were. Well, one company changed the entire industry. Airbnb came on board, and the hotel industry has never been the same since. MiumMium is going to do the same thing for the restaurant industry. Is there a problem with getting a chef at home? Yes. The problem is not getting the chef. The problem is when you're receiving people in your place, when you are entertaining, and you're stuck cooking in the kitchen. The second largest problem is when your guests are gone and you need to clean after them. Why don't you enjoy yourself and hire a personal chef? There's also some more technical problem. First of all, the market lacks transparency. Most personal chefs are really a caterer in disguise, and those guys have a tendency to show you a price on the web at $60 and you end up paying $120. The online reviews are biased, and let's face it, how do you compare one chef with the other? MiumMium fix all of this. We've developed a platform that's available on any device where you can search by your city name, and then you can review and read the reviews that you have on the chef. You can book online, you can talk to the chef, you can exchange, you can have customized menu. I would say 90% of our menu today are customized. You can the chef will ask you if you have any restriction, and we'll build a menu around it. And then when you book, the chef goes, do the shopping, show up at your place, prepare the food. You can smell it, you can taste it, you can enjoy the chef, you can ask him questions, have some tricks. Sometimes the chef will even give you a cooking lessons. Then the chef will serve, and he would clean up and leave discreetly. How much does it cost? Well, we've served 800 meals so far, and the average cost per person is $67.55 Canadian. So it's about $50 US per person. And that includes everything except the tips, which is always discretionary. On the other side, the caterer for the same meal would be between 50 to 60% more. Why are we so cheap? We're not cheap. The caterers are expensive. And why are they expensive? Because they have fixed costs. They have to have staff. They have to have places to rent, to prepare the food, and so on. We use your kitchen. The chefs that we have are real chefs. They're people working in restaurants that monetize their time by doing this when they're free. And let's face it, those guys earn $15 to $25 an hour. And when they do a MiumMium, they earn $250 to $300 from one night having a glass of wine with people and enjoying themselves. So great for the chef, it's great for the people, and it's great for our investors. Let's talk about the market. The restaurant industry is huge. It's 3,151 billion in Canadian dollars. So about 2.6, 2.7 thousand billions US. The hotel industry, where Airbnb became a $30 billion business, is only 651 billion in size. The restaurant industry is 5 times bigger than the hotel industry. The catering industry is much smaller, but it's still not something to forget. It's 4.36 billion. But I'd like to state that we are going after the restaurant industry. That's the one we want to change. Let's talk about the team. Chloe St-Cyr, she's my daughter. She's an executive chef. Chloe loves to compete. She understands the chef. She has it inside of her. She works 70 hours a week in different kitchens. She works all around the world. She started her career in Dubai, as a matter of fact. And she had to be able to participate into a cooking contest that was taking place, the largest one in Dubai, and because it was reserved for executive chef of the main restaurant within the city. So she put her name in, cheating a little bit, and practice at night. And the funny story is she won the contest. That sent her career in stratosphere, and she has now worked all around the world in the Maldives, in the Philippines, Singapore, in Jamaica, and now she's in Bali. Chloe is our expert in chefs. She tells us how all the chef minds work and what we have to do to attract them and get the best one. The other partner we have is Robert Tessier. Robert provides the seed capital at the beginning, so he's our angel investors. Robert is also a personal friend. What I like about Robert is his background in technology. He spent most of his career and made most of his money in tech, so he has a really strong tech background. Third partner is Aude St-Cyr. She's my niece. Aude just finished master degrees in sustainable tourism, and she's our concierge. She's, if you want, our client services rep. And there's myself. I'm mainly a finance guy. I spent most of my life in the Caribbean. I started 2 asset management company, and I probably started the first offshore fintech, which was a trading platform for 32 separate stock market based in the Cayman Islands. And from here, I'm going to take a little break and tell you a bit more about myself. Why? Because if we're to do business together, I want full transparency. I was telling you about this platform that we built in the Cayman Islands. That platform was extremely successful. We were bringing in millions every week. At the end, we were managing money and trading for 14 financial institutions spread around the world in all offshore jurisdiction. That raised some eyebrows in the US. And make a short story, in March 2014, I was arrested by the IRS in Miami and thrown in the hole in Miami Federal Prison. I was then accused of 3 counts of money laundering, each facing a 20 years sentence. My life collapsed. I've lost everything. I fight it. I hired some really good lawyers, and I realized that I couldn't win this. So I went in front of the judge, and I told him everything, and I put my guts on the table, and I ended up having 1 year instead of 20 years. But I lost everything. I came out on March 15, 2015, and that time, a member of my family told me, you better to learn to bag groceries because this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life. I took it as a challenge. I'm going to show the world that I deserve more than that. I'm going to show the world I can do better. And I took the books I wrote in prison. That was how I would structure MiumMium. So each page that you're going to see in MiumMium on the website is a page I designed looking at Airbnb and looking at Uber and see how they were working when I was in prison. And we put that together when I came out. And you know what? Today I lead 2 small companies myself, and I'm the number 2 of the largest wine startup in Canada. And most of all, I lead MiumMium. I'm the force behind MiumMium, and we're going to make it a success. I'm going to prove the world that I can go at the top again. To do that, I wrote a book about my life. The book became a bestseller. If you Google my name, you'll get 12 million hits. Some good, some bad. If you read French, it'd be my pleasure to send you a book. But I believe that in business, you need to know everything about your partners. And in the book, everything is there, and you can ask any question you have. I don't want this presentation to be about me, but I thought you deserve to know some of the story. To grow MiumMium, because I have no capital, we use 3 strategies. We use SEO, and I've learned everything I could over the last 2 years about SEO, when we're starting to rank really well. We use a word of mouth. When every time there is a MiumMium dinner, there's 8.5 guests around the table. So if you're taking the couple out, there's 6.5 people that have a chance to experience a MiumMium meal. And then I ask myself, too bad that 95% of our bookings are on Saturday night. Too bad it's not Saturday every day. And then I realized that when you're in holidays, it is Saturday every day. So I approach the different vacation rental firms, and I strike a deal with HomeAway, a member of Expedia, and One Fine Stay. HomeAway has over 2 million property. They're the largest one after Airbnb. And One Fine Stay, they're small, but they have really, really high-end curated property. We did one the other day that the clients paid $110,000 for 1 week at the property. So you can imagine the budget we have to work with when we're talking about private chef for those clients. Do we have any competitive advantage at MiumMium? Of course we do. We were the first to market, and that's the first to market advantage in North America. We have the largest geographical distribution in 70 countries. We have more chefs than anybody else. We partner with leading vacation rental firms. Our clients have direct communication with the chef, which is not the case in most competitors. We are really easy to use, and where we're the best at is to find chef. If somebody call me and say, well, we need a chef for a really fancy event in Corsica next Tuesday, we'll find you 2 or 3 chefs, even if we have none on the platform. This is really where we are extraordinary. Do we have any traction? Well, as we don't spend any capital, the company is operating is about $20,000 a year at this time, and we generate between 20 to 30, so we break even. Our cost of acquisition of clients is close to zero. The only cost we have is when we share our commission with our partners. We've served 6,000 guests so far, so it's not bad. And we have 8.5 guests sitting around the table, as I mentioned before. We have 11,000 people that have registered. We have about 15,000 chefs that have registered, of which 4,000 are online, but we have a really strong database of chefs. Our income is now $95 Canadian, so around $70 US for every booking that we do in average. And what I'm the most proud of is the satisfaction rating of our clients is close to perfect at 98.4%. Our clients come 10% from repeat business, which is good because we're just starting. And SEO is 60% of the business, and the partner refer right now about 30% of our business. When we raise the $2 million that we are looking for, we would be able to spend in marketing and get to be known and also bring a team on board. So we would be much more efficient, and we also bring much more transaction in. We have the amount of chefs at 4,000 to be able to service many more booking. So we have the products. We just need the customers. So we made $100,000 the first year, close to 200 the second year. We're going to be making probably over $300,000 this year. And with the $2 million, we put $500,000 into marketing in 2019. That should give us $6 million. The following years, we use $1 million more to put in marketing. That's going to give us $16 million in sales by 2020. And after that, we're going to open the machine and put $5 million in online marketing. And we expect to be doing about $90 million in sales by 2021. What is that in net revenue after the chef costs or in EBITDA? Well, the EBITDA is going to be negative on the first year at minus $200,000. The second year, you already are positive at $500,000. And by year 3 of the investment, we expect to be doing about $5 million in EBITDA. So it's a quite lucrative business with almost no expenditure. This is my favorite slide. It talks about the modern hierarchy of needs. You remember the hierarchy of needs of Mr. Maslow, when you need to have a roof, you need to eat, you need to be loved. They're still there. But the reality is because everything is provided for us today, I mean, most people do an income, and when you don't have it, you get it from the government. We have switched to, well, we are switching, especially with the Generation X, from a generation that wanted to own stuff to people that want to have experiences. People want to have a fulfilling life, and to do so, they turn toward companies that provide great experience. Tinder is the best example, and that's for love. You may like or dislike the company, but the valuation today is already $3 billion. Airbnb, that took $600 billion industry by storm, is now, valued at $31 billion. And Uber, that was valued at $70 billion recently, is still valued at $48 billion, and they have completely annihilate in many places the cab industry. Well, we know that MiumMium has the potential to be one of those players. The only thing we need at this time is capital, and we will turn it and make it a great success. We started the company 2 years ago with limited capital. So far, we have spent about $230,000 US, so around $290,000 Canadian. The company is rapidly growing. We have 69% of our sales generated from word of mouth, SEO, and repeat business. So if you add marketing to this, the company will catch fires. Our cost of acquisition now is close to zero. We expect to raise it to about $50 Canadian, so $35, $37 US when we raise our money. And the satisfaction rating is going to remain really high. We picked the chef, and they're delivering a great services. That's why we still at 4.89 out of 5. We have undeniable potential and capacity to become a global firm. We are searching for the perfect partner, a partner that will help us achieve greatness. We don't want to be a 20 or 50,000, $1 million business. We want bigger than that. This company has the potential to become a unicorn, and I'm going to push it there. I have rage in my heart. I'll do everything to succeed. Please pull a chair and sit at the table with us. Help us build the largest culinary experience provider in the world. Again, thank you for giving me the chance to present to you today. If you have any question, you can reach me at eric@miummium.com. It'd be my pleasure to answer you. Have a great evening or a great morning.